Hi, I'm Coral. Welcome back to my channel. I am now 6 months sober because I've been saying I'm 5.5 months, 5.5 months. I'm 6 now. So yeah, that's 6 months. I wasn't sure when I started if I would get to 6 months because you never do. You don't know if you're going to last a day or a week or a month or a year or whatever. But anyway, I'm at 6 months. Just so you know. I've got friends on Facebook and they're a couple, and every time they post, there's always alcohol in the post. They're always doing something which involves alcohol. And it's funny, isn't it, how people post their pictures of the pints of beer or the glass of wine. It's like, hey, yeah, we're having a drink. It's so great. You know, and it's not judging these people. I'm not in a position to judge anybody who drinks, clearly. I mean, you know. But it's funny, isn't it, how people are just so brainwashed into thinking that what they're doing is a good thing. But if two people were sat going, hey, another glass of bleach or cyanide or whatever, watered down, of course. So it won't kill us outright straight away. But we wouldn't think that were clever or good or, oh, I think I want to do that, would we? And really, it's the same thing, isn't it? It's alcohol. It's poison. But I was thinking about their relationship, and how would their relationship be if they took alcohol out of the mix? Would they still have a relationship? Would it be better or would it be worse? It's funny, I came across an article. I think the title of the article was Couples Who Drink Together Stay Together.
Give me a drink. All you guys do is like to drink beer all the time.
I think that's a dangerous thing to say, because certainly there might be people possibly watching and go, great, we need to keep drinking, love. All right then, let's keep doing that. What about the hangovers? It doesn't matter. We've been told it's better to drink together. What about the fact it's costing us loads of money? Hey, it doesn't matter. We'll stay together. We'll deal with these problems together. Whatever. My thoughts on relationships. I focus more on sort of romantic relationships, but obviously relationships can include family relationships, platonic friendships, you know. But for me, romantic relationships, how many situations have I got into that I would not have got into if I hadn't been drinking? My daughter's father, I mean, I was not interested in him, but I ended up getting pissed and ended up going out with him, and I ended up with a daughter who I love dearly. So that's not a bad thing. But if I hadn't been drinking, maybe she would not have come into existence. And how many other children are here because of alcohol? But apart from that one, there's been so many others, so many situations I've got into, risky, dangerous situations because I've been drinking, because obviously it lowers inhibitions or numbs those feelings, the potential alarms, so that you get into situations that you wouldn't get into when you were sober. You probably don't see red flags. I was in a situation New Year, and when I was sober, I was not interested in this person. I didn't find him particularly attractive or anything, but I ended up drinking and ended up in a relationship, if you want to call it that, for 2 weeks. 2 weeks of drinking every day. And I thought, well, this is not what I want to do. I'd not been drinking prior to New Year, but I thought I'd just have a one-off, yeah, right, drinking session on New Year's Eve. And it led me into a relationship, and major regrets about that, major regrets, because it set me back. The drinking for 2 weeks every day, lots of vodka, set me back. Being in a relationship with somebody who was really not right for me set me back. Relationships, whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship, should be reciprocal. Give and take, isn't it? And it wasn't. And I was seeing this. I just had another drink. I thought, well, just have a drink, Coral, just have a drink. It doesn't matter, it's not important. Discounting my own feelings, of course, on the matter. Which we can do, until, I mean, it was pretty quick that it was over. 2 weeks, I thought, no. Anyway, there was just red flags, and the alcohol made me ignore the red flags, and alcohol does that. can do that. And obviously we all know the beer goggles scenario, don't we? But that's when they talk about that, it's like, oh, you go out, you have a skinful, you get off with somebody who seems all right at the time, and you wake up the next day and you think, oh my God, what am I doing with this person? Also, another thing is like being in a long-term relationship and you drink together a lot. Now, as I said in my feelings video, having an active addiction, I think it gets in the way of intimacy, because intimacy involves being vulnerable, and you're vulnerable before you've had a drink, and you might feel a bit awkward, a little bit anxious, self-conscious, whatever. That's you being vulnerable, but obviously we don't want to feel like that. We don't like feeling like that, and it seems like everybody else is really confident and having a great time, so it's like we have to do that as well. We can't be ourselves, and that is being yourself, but then people say, oh yeah, I have a drink and then I'm myself. That's me, because they've shut down all those uncomfortable feelings. But to get close to somebody, really close, for somebody to really know you, you've got to show that vulnerable side. Obviously it's important to trust somebody before doing that, but try and find out who people are. Try and get to know them without alcohol. So if you're in a relationship and you drink with your partner on a very regular basis, how does it feel when you think about not doing that? Is it like, yeah, that's fine? Or is it, oh my God, no. I don't know how I'd relate to that person if I wasn't drinking. I don't know how we'd have a good time together. People with addictions, it's almost like their addiction, their drug of choice comes first, which is why, you know, you might have a couple and said the male drinks, binge drinks, or just drinks excessively, whatever. And the female's like, can you stop drinking? And he does it for her. It's not going to last. It's not a good way to do it, because the first argument will be like, oh, well, I'm going to have a drink then. Why should I not drink? So this is why you don't do it for anybody else. You do it for yourself. It's hard enough to stay sober when you're doing it for yourself. But if you've done it for a partner, I just don't think it'll last. And you might feel resentful towards that partner as well. It's like, I've stopped drinking because of you, and now I feel like crap and it's your fault, and whatever else, which happens. AA say that ideally you'll be sober for at least 2 years before getting into a relationship. And that is because if anything's going to trigger drinking, it's relationships, because relationships bring out all sorts of insecurities and issues and problems and everything else. Or they can do. So if you're newly sober, and I've seen this happen as well, people just get into a relationship because it replaces the alcohol. And you say, oh, well, that's got to be a better thing, but not necessarily. You need to do work. You need to learn to love yourself, value yourself first, before just jumping into a relationship, because you're replacing the alcohol with a relationship. So the alcohol was giving you something, so you go to a relationship. That's going to give me something now. And ideally, we go into a relationship thinking about, what have I got to give? Not what can I get? And I know we all do it. Which is not to say that you should always go in with what can I give and my needs are not important, because that's obviously out of balance as well. We need to give, but we also need to get. But yeah, if you're replacing the relationship with alcohol with an actual relationship, I don't think you're coming from the best place, and that will create problems, I think. But as I've maybe said before, putting down alcohol is the first step. Then the work starts. The work on starting to feel your feelings, dealing with them, starting to love yourself. Sorry, I've got... I'm sure it's dairy. Frog in my throat. It's right annoying. I'll stop having dairy then, but I like it. Anyway, yeah, so learning to love ourselves, value ourselves, because that's where we need to be as well, ideally, before we go into a relationship, because then we know what is suitable for us, what isn't suitable, because we can put up with any old shite if we don't love ourselves, because we think, oh, well, that's okay. It's enough. It's people, somebody's giving you scraps and you think it's enough. Well, it ain't enough. And if you're drinking, if you're drinking as well, well, you'll put up with any old shit, potentially. So has anybody got any comments on that? Have you tolerated things that you wouldn't have tolerated because you've been drinking in a relationship? Have you got into situations with, you know, romantic situations that you wouldn't have done if you'd been sober? Put it in the comments section and I'll look forward to reading them. Also, what I'm going to do next, what's coming up next, is one of my subscribers has sent in his story, his alcohol story, so I'll be reading that out. And if you've got a story, if you don't want to come on camera, that's fine. Not everybody likes that. But if you've got a story that you want to send to me that I can read out, I'll do that. Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave that there, I think. I think I've said everything. And thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. And if you found this video useful or entertaining or anything, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It's all engagement. I haven't had any thumbs down yet, so that's good.